Beetlejuice. We've all seen this, right?
Oh
Yeah.
my god, it was good.
I love that movie.
Loved it.
Like, my son had some good points about it. Are we doing spoilers on this or no?
I thought if we could just start with and then we can get into spoilers if that's cool.
So, non-spoilers, I really loved it. I loved the humor. I loved how they expanded the underworld to like incorporate different departments and other areas and new characters. I thought that was really cool. And it almost kind of reminded me of like the cartoon that way. A little bit. Because I think they did a little bit of that in the cartoon.
Yeah.
And so I really liked that. I loved the humor, of course, and the weirdness of Tim Burton through and through. I love Michael Keaton. Like,
hasn't really missed a beat with Beetlejuice. And I could say the same as Batman. I know it's separate, but he did what he could with that movie. But yeah, Beetlejuice was
it was like there was no time that passed whatsoever between the two.
Yeah.
The way I interpreted it, I guess, with Keaton.
And
he looked like he was super comfortable just stepping back into the role.
Yeah.
Weird aside, I think I'm going to be dressing up and playing Beetlejuice. I'm going to be emceeing a Beetlejuice trivia night.
Oh, fun!
Cool. At Monsterama on the South Side.
Oh shit! Sweet.
So I've been working on my Beetlejuice impersonation.
Oh, nice. Sweet! You might have to.
I've been
drop
working
by.
I've been working on my Keaton as Beetlejuice.
This place is awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love Beetlejuice. I love the movie.
Yeah.
My son, he was like, he's like, too many plot points, this and that. He thought there was just too much going on, too many unnecessary characters. He has a point.
Yeah.
I think that there was some characters in there that was like, all right, we could have taken this person out and it would have been the exact same movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right.
But anyway.
Yeah, I heard it's like it was the Wednesday team, and I've heard comparisons like this felt like more like a setup for a show, like many episodes where you could dive into all these plot holes or not plot holes, but subplots or whatever.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, even like with all the plot, even the subplots, everything was pretty much wrapped up at the end.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
There was not really any dangling plot holes, but yeah, you probably could have taken out a couple of things and shaved off 10 minutes of the movie, or maybe focused more on something else. But
yeah.
My favorite character, no spoilers, Bob. Yeah. Fucking love Bob.
But you see them all over the place. So.
Oh man, there's been so many like.
They're not all Bobs, right?
They all have different names.
Okay, I couldn't remember that for sure, but yeah,
it's like the new Minions.
Yeah.
It's like, I see.
Yeah.
All kinds of people dressed up as Bob. The only, this might be a hot take, I don't know. The only thing I absolutely do not like about that movie was the sandworm.
What? Oh,
I thought the CGI looked like shit.
Was it CGI or was it practical effects?
It was, I think
because it looked
have been.
It looked so bad. I thought it was the same practical effects that they used in the first one.
Well, see, and that's the thing is I like the way, like the claymation look.
Yeah,
they had in the first one. I like that. I like the.
But I'm wondering if that had to
the airplane scene, how they kind of did that.
Yeah, so
it was
wondering.
But like,
I'm wondering if it had to do with, if it just looked more jarring because this almost looked like it was shot digitally.
Yeah, and it was. I don't think he shot on film.
Like the claymation against everything that's digital. And again, I could be wrong. Maybe it is CGI, but it was very jarring to me. I agree with you. It didn't look. They didn't look right.
Well, for what they've said in press about using a lot of practical effects, I still found it very CGI heavy. It looked that way to me, but again, it's digital, and also some of the lighting, like the original, like. It's still a sharp looking film. Like it's lit great. This one kind of had that digital feel, but I get it because that's how they do it now. And perhaps when you get it like, in your home to see like physical media, I'm saying it'll maybe look a lot more crisp. Maybe. Well, I don't know.
And maybe I'm a little bit biased because I'm such a huge fan of the original.
Oh, likewise. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched it just like a few days before we went to the.
And I like this one. I don't think it's better than the first one, but I'm kind of in that state where I'm like, not every sequel has to be better than the first. It's just like
I think it's
another entry.
It's a good companion to it.
Good companion. I like that.
Top the first one.
No, but it's good. It's good on its own.
And they didn't try to.
The cast of the first one. I mean, Gina Davis, Alec Baldwin.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah.
The cast of the first one was so good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying the cast of this one wasn't good.
No.
But is it Catherine
O'Hara? Yep.
Dude, she's a gem.
Yeah.
She is so good.
She's been a character actress throughout her whole lives. In fact, this has been brought to my attention just looking on Facebook, but like this is the season of her because she's been a part of like Halloween films like not Once Upon a Time, I'm sorry. Nightmare Before Christmas, Beetlejuice, and then you get into like
Home Alone.
Yes, Home Alone. Yeah. So she's really always been around, and Schitt's Creek really put her back on. It was such a. I'm happy she's. More people appreciate her now. Yeah. She was just, I think, before kind of a no name. Like, oh, she's that one lady I see. But yeah, that first film, Beetlejuice, was so. All of it was great.
And Winona Ryder's so like just perfectly awkward.
Yeah.
Like just the way she talks.
Yeah.
She's just, she's an actress. I get it. She's probably a really strange person in real life.
Perhaps. Yeah. Perhaps.
That's just the vibe I get from her.
Yeah.
But it's good. It translates well to this type of a role.
Sure.
To where it's like, that is the Lydia as an adult that we knew as a child.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. And William Dafoe's character, Jenna Ortega, obviously, she's kind of like the most
amazing in this.
Yeah.
I wanted more Dafoe.
I did too.
Yeah.
Well, I wondered like
I want Dafoe's own movie. I want to see him as the actor.
Yeah.
And then him as the ghost detective.
Yeah.
Like I want more of that.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into spoilers. So we all recommend seeing Beetlejuice, obviously. Beetlejuice.
I'm curious what your what's the you had mentioned like you can take this out and it would
the ex-wife. You could have taken the ex-wife out entirely
100%.
and it'd been the exact same movie.
100%.
She was a little bit of a catalyst to for him wanting to get out of there, but he already wanted to get out of there when he saw
Lydia.
When he saw Lydia or he saw her dad.
Yeah.
Obituary,
the
basically.
newspaper. Yeah.
And so you could have taken her out entirely and then
I like the concept. It just wasn't really enough in there.
It was a cool concept, but it almost like saved that for the third movie.
Yeah,
because that could have been an entire movie on its own.
Well, it got weird because she killed dead people. It's like, how do you kill dead?
She's a soul sucker,
right? But I guess so. But Danny DeVito. Speaking of that, man, he looked great.
Gross looking Danny DeVito.
Yeah, and they said he was kind of like harnessing Penguin. The way he drank that Drano, and he even did that. He even did a.
I definitely got Penguin vibes when he was drinking the Drano.
Yeah, I got a kick, even though he didn't really say too much.
Could be worse. My nose could be gushing blood.
I wasn't a big fan of her either.
And I know it's his wife too, but obviously she's an actress that's been in shit.
We got a little bit of his backstory,
which I was like, wow, they're going here. Like that's risky, and I didn't really hate it.
No, I thought that was cool.
I didn't hate it. It was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if they didn't include that, it still would have been a great movie.
It's funny. Like it's quite risky to like, everyone had their own ideas all these years. Like, how he became,
because there was like speculation that he was like never human.
Yeah,
because some people call him a demon.
Yeah,
which demons are never human.
Right.
And then there was he lived X number of years ago. And, it was.
Well, it could have been him even bullshitting a little bit, retelling that story. So I think that's kind of opened up for it's vague, kind of like still
the Bobs or whatever.
But I like how she poisoned him or whatever, and his last act was just chopping her up.
Hack her into pieces.
Well, I think the only reason they included her was because of that line in the first one where he
finger,
pulls out the finger with the ring on it. It's like she meant nothing to me, but don't worry about it.
Because then she take DeVito's finger and use it, because I think she was missing that, right? Well, because he had it. Beetlejuice had it, right?
I remember her putting a finger on.
Yeah, it was different color, I think, from her pale skin.
I guess I didn't even catch that. If that's, I'd have to watch that again, know, because you might be right.
I think I was just looking close to be like, all right, she shouldn't have that finger. So what's going on? Yeah. Obviously Defoe's character, that was cool. How he's basically like kind of a Tom Cruise-esque person, like who did his own stunts and ended up killing him.
Yeah.
Like that parody of the old time detective. He's like,
Yeah.
Very noirish.
yeah,
Always
like
rehearsing,
noir.
like line and
He was excellent.
posing.
I want Willem Dafoe as a noirish detective now. Like, give me that. I want that movie.
Definitely.
Give me that movie.
Yeah.
Um,
He basically replaced, well, I guess maybe not entirely, but the old lady who was instrumental in the.
She's like their handler.
Yeah, she had
the last one.
her throat was slit. She would smoke, and
Juno.
so he was kind of the replacement, sort of that in a way. But he's obviously more of a cop.
Yeah,
than
and
she
like I said, I
was.
really liked how they expanded that world to where
Yeah.
you had like a police precinct, and you had all these different.
Yeah. Did you think that was Super Troopers at first? The mustaches, the
They-
bike cops. They look. I was like,
they
is
did
that
look
cameos? Like,
They did look kind of like
yeah. I'm
Super
like,
Troopers
oh, that'd be
did.
or
cool.
Chips or whatever.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I think
yeah.
they were just your typical
Probably. Yeah.
highway patrolman assholes. with
Yeah.
mustaches.
Yeah.
I'm not saying highway patrolmen are assholes.
Right.
No,
Um,
they're not assholes at all.
now, okay, so the boyfriend, the
Yeah.
love interest. Thoughts on that?
I saw it coming.
This is Jenna Ortega's love interest we're talking about.
Yeah, so there was like the 90s car in the drive, her referencing like, you have a lot of old stuff around here. You
Yeah.
didn't see the parents.
No, you
It's
didn't
kind
see
of
my
a
parents'
cool
kind
little-
of faces.
I kind
It was
of
a
I
cool
dug
little
it.
twist.
I was
I
like,
dug
I was
it.
starting to pick up on it a little bit, and
Yeah.
then as soon as when he had that book, he was like,
Yeah.
I found it at a yard sale. I was like, oh no, he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. It just was getting weird because
Then it
she
one of
was
those- it was
like,
funny because then when that scene happened where they're like kissing and then they're off the ground, my wife's like, oh, he's dead.
yes.
yeah.
She's like, he's a ghost, and I'm like, yes.
And that does play her on. She wants to see her dad. Like, and
Yeah.
so he's like, I can promise you that, help me
Yeah.
out. And then,
I thought that part was
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I-
Give it a nice
yeah.
little twist
And then,
to it.
and then when they do show his parents, I was like, that's kind of gnarly.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
a little scary.
Right. Yeah,
So-
for sure. Oh, well, and what kind of kept me from like guessing it entirely was like, wait a minute, he was outside when she met him, but I guess he died there, so that kind of gives him a pass.
He can go as far as the
he's-
fence line.
Yeah.
basically.
Well, he was like in his backyard basically when
Right.
or in his
When she
treehouse when she
burst through
Well,
it.
that's where he died at, was the treehouse.
Yes,
Yeah.
he climbed up
So-
there and then fell and
Yep.
broke his neck
he,
or
he
something.
had said something that he can go like as far as the front.
Yeah.
fence.
So that was I kind of shocked they didn't do more with him once they got to the afterlife. But it was awesome how Beetlejuice stamps his passport, whatever. He's like, you're fucked or something.
Yeah. No, it said shit out of luck.
yeah. And then he said, you're fucked or something. I thought. And
when
they hit
drops
the
in
yeah.
yeah.
And that was neat how she met her dad again, and I thought that was kind of cool. The Soul Train was kind of odd. I thought, like,
It was very
Yeah.
strange.
yeah, like
I mean,
what? Why?
the first time they did the whole
yeah, they did
Soul
like,
Train
again.
with like all the dancing thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, I get it, Soul Train, because that used
Right.
to be the show.
right.
But then it was like, you don't need to keep hitting us over the head with it. We got it now.
Yeah.
The dance sequence at the end, the little song and dance at the end at the wedding.
Yes.
Yeah.
I fucking loved that scene.
Oh yeah.
And that's a song from.
I don't know what it is. It was so fucking random. And
It's
I loved
weird though. It's like
everything
it's about
it.
cooking or something, or
It's,
yeah,
a cake in the rain.
yeah,
and
yeah,
literal cake getting
Yeah.
washed away by rain. I mean, I loved that bit.
yeah,
That
Yeah.
was so cool.
yeah. And that's the thing that bothered me. Like I felt like all the effects on the cake, it was so CG. That was one of my cons. Is just I noticed a lot of CG in this. You know? Maybe it was cheaper to do that than the practical. I don't know.
I
but-
didn't really like. The only part of like the CGI in the movie that I focused on was the worm, or the sand snake or whatever. I was
Which
like,
that did look
that
CG
does
to
not
me,
look
but
as cool as
maybe
it did in the first one.
Yeah,
But
and
maybe
I
I'm
even
just
yeah.
you
I
know.
even thought that from the trailer a little bit too. I'm like, that's practical. Like,
But at the
I mean,
same
it-
time,
yeah,
it's
it
the
may not
same.
have been.
it might look better though. I don't know.
It's the same thing I kind of felt like in Top Gun Maverick,
Yeah.
where I was like, it's not the same as the F-14.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
The,
They
the
brought the
plane.
F-14
But then they
in.
brought the F-14 in, and you're
I
like,
know.
fuck yeah, let's go.
Dude, I was audible when that happened in the movie. I was like,
yes. Yeah. Like, what are the odds he just
I was
randomly
getting
finds an
shushed. I was
F-14?
like,
And he-
fucking shush. That's an F-14 Tomcat.
You
bitch.
weren't the only one. There's a lot of people interactive with that
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
Especially when it became like a different movie sort of at the end where they had that new generation of jets and
Yeah.
it like just did
Yeah.
that turn. They're
Oh, I
like,
love
what
it.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rooster's response on that. He's like, "What the fuck was that?"
Oh God.
great.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that Lydia saw ghosts still. When she's doing her talk show. Delia dying. That was like, what the fuck?
Oh.
But funny.
It was. It was.
Yeah.
You knew they had to do something.
Yeah.
To like reunite her.
I knew she was gonna get into the afterlife because it was in the trailer, and I'm like, how the fuck did she get there?
Yeah.
She died.
Yeah.
They're defanged or whatever. And
And she's so like hungry to be this artist and everything, and it was kind of fitting at the end for them to remind her, like, well, your art might be worth a lot now.
yeah,
She's
she was like, oh yeah, she's like, oh, that's good.
yeah, the dad was featured quite a bit. I was shocked. Charles.
Not his voice. Not his.
No, but it sounded very similar. Like, and they did the
His actor
claymation.
died, didn't he?
What's that?
No, he's alive.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah, he was a convicted sex offender back in
but
03.
yeah, he's been out. I mean,
Jeffrey Jones was his name.
He was, but I actually think that he ended up. I don't think he did any time.
I don't. I mean, he got blacklisted basically.
Well, other than Deadwood, because he still did the Deadwood movie.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Whoa. Well, I guess whoever if they're willing to work with him, I
Blacklisted,
guess.
sort of.
Yeah.
Maybe Tim Burton just didn't want to work with him.
I never knew any of that because, like, and
Or maybe he could
I
be
figured
Jenna Ortega. I mean,
I'm sure. Like, I don't know if Burton. I mean, I don't know. The dude's a creep.
Sleepy Hollow.
Yes,
Like, he was in
this.
Sleepy
Yeah, that
Hollow,
was
but,
that
like,
was like
that was-
98
that
or
was-
so.
yeah.
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 This was like 2001 when all this stuff happened.
But I just,
think.
Yeah.
I guess I just assumed the guy was dead. I didn't.
I mean,
know
they
that.
used his likeness an awful lot.
Pretty alive.
I think
Yeah.
that's why they. Well,
that was
obviously,
the one thing.
Yeah.
You know, you were talking about that kind of claymation bit.
Yeah.
That was weird for me.
It was
because
weird.
There was none of that in the original,
Yes,
and that's kind of why
like
it
the
was a little-
flashback type stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they couldn't show him.
Flashback.
You know, that's probably. But they did his likeness, and they even showed him on the which I think one of my kids pointed out that was a shark fin tombstone he had,
Yes,
sort of.
it
Yeah,
was.
I didn't even catch that. Yeah, that's kind of like one of those like. Should they have not really shown him too much or focused? I was really shocked they used his character a lot. Like, and also, and I'm not saying like Beetlejuice, that universe, you need to have like serious emotions from people, but when they find out he's dead, there's not really like a big, like, oh my God, he's
No,
dead.
it's almost played as like a joke.
Yeah.
My father left me. She's like,
Yeah.
he's like, he's
Yeah.
divorcing you, and she's, oh no, he'd never do that. He's dead.
Of course, Lydia's medicated, so maybe that's how she
Yeah.
kept her
Speaking of
emotions.
which, one of the characters that I got a really big kick out of is Lydia's boyfriend,
Rory?
/ fiance.
Yeah, douche, a little douchebag.
So just like
Yeah.
he's so blatantly manipulative.
Yeah.
And I loved that.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was so funny
Right.
where like he wants to get married and she's like, and he's like, then he's like all about how like love died today. Fucking manipulator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's been a hit and miss by a lot of people, but I dug it. I like Justin Theroux. Is that how you say his name?
Theroux, yeah.
Funny guy. Yeah, I thought he's funny. He was, and he obviously, I think, knew his character was a piece of shit, basically, just using her.
But he
didn't even
played
believe in her.
Very convincing douchebag.
Yeah, for sure.
Now,
Yeah.
I was disappointed we didn't bring back the little guy that was going to marry them in the first one.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
in this one, I would
Yeah.
like to have seen him come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually had the real pastor,
Yeah.
like living guy, do it. Yeah.
But they did bring back the crushed velvet
Yeah.
little suit or whatever.
Yeah.
His like
This one's
marine
from the
suit.
heart. He
Yeah.
throws it. That's the thing. Like throughout the movie, I'm like, I'm enjoying this. Like, I don't think it's as good as the first one. I mean, it's close, but I still was laughing. Like the jokes I thought were working pretty
yeah.
well. And
Yep, I laughed all the way through it.
and what about the new toy that's going to hit shelves? I'm sure soon. The Beetlejuice baby thing, whatever the hell that is.
Oh God.
Your inner child.
Dude, it gave me like PTSD flashbacks to Train Spotting.
Yeah.
Huh?
I was like, holy fuck. It's like a baby Yoda for Beetlejuice. But yeah, when he's like inner child, I'm like, Lydia just birthed this thing? Like, whoa, that's far, but okay. Yeah.
And was that his? Did that end up being his dream or her dream? That was.
Oh, at the end?
Yeah.
That was a nice cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because she wakes up and then he goes, oh, I had a bad dream.
Yeah. And then,
Yeah.
But then he wasn't there, right?
No.
They pan up and he's
he
not
wakes
there.
and says I had a bad dream, and then
Yeah.
she wakes up and it was her dream.
That was annoying at first because I was like, this better be a dream. This is so fast.
Yeah.
They get away. She meets this boy. They're married, having a baby. Like, what the fuck? Slow down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was all a dream. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I kind of
Or
figured
was
as
it?
soon as it was like, I was like, oh, this is really jumping around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I liked it. I'll definitely own it. I think it's a good thing to add to your collection. Definitely kicks off Halloween, I think, in a good way.
Yeah.
And yeah, I dug it. A lot of cool merch out there that's hard to get now. You managed to get some at.
I got it from Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
So I don't know how rare this merch is, but
Well, that's true, but at least you got
Still
something
very
because
cool.
Jesus,
Yeah.
I mean, theaters are just like there's nothing you can find anymore. It's like
Yeah.
like I talked about, people just I'll take 50, and they let them.
go resell them.
As long as they got the money.
I mean, how are they getting 50 of them? That's
They just go in there and or they just have people keep coming in working for them. I don't know how they do it, but it just ruins it for everybody.
like a lot of work for a fucking popcorn bucket. But I guess
That's
if
the
you're
new
looking for that much money,
that's the new craze though. Like every big film's got their popcorn.
know.
I think Dune might have really kicked that into gear. Dune 2 popcorn bucket
don't
we
know.
talked about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, with the
Because you had the
flashlight.
the
Do you think-
Deadpool, yeah.
Do you really think this stuff is going to appreciate that much in value that you're going to like
No.
if you don't get on this
Yeah.
right
No.
now,
No,
you're
I
going to
think it's
miss
just for those
out.
people that have that collector mentality. Which, hey, I'm a collector.
Yeah.
I can relate. I don't collect the popcorn bucket.
I totally get
Yeah.
it too.
I
Yeah,
totally
but
get it.
like if
I just
if
have a
miss out
couple,
on it,
but-
I'm not gonna-
I'm content. We got the kind of the aluminum Ghostbusters one from Flicks.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
like that one,
Yeah.
but I don't need to collect.
No, I've got the Ecto one from Afterlife, and
Yeah.
I've got the Batman popcorn bucket, which is pretty fucking cool. It's like the cowl,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's neat. And you can open the head up, and I put my movie stubs in.
Oh, that's
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but yeah, some of them are cool. I'm not every one of them. They did have a cool Beetlejuice one where the sandworm was wrapped around it, or
Yeah, I did see that.
yeah. But yeah, the Maitlands, that was obviously it would have been really. I mean, they aged those actors, so you know.
You
I think they
couldn't
did a
have
good
really
job.
had
Just
yeah, I
the
like the explanation
loophole.
that, they moved
It was
on
fine.
kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was,
That.
that was cool.
Otherwise, you'd have to make them corpse looking, like at the end of Beetlejuice to
No,
pull
I
it
don't
off.
see that.
No.
Especially with Baldwin being all fat now.
At least
Right.
somebody had a gun on this set.
No shit. That was the other reason, right?
Maybe Defoe. I don't know.